Hey friends, in today's video we're getting ready and we're doing this look, a simple, classic, clean, polished look. It's a look that really, I think, enhances my features without distracting away from my features. Also, I just darkened my hair last week. What do we think about it? So, you know when you change your hair color up a bit, the makeup is always a little different and you have to tweak it. I'm kind of in that stage right now. So let's have some fun. Let's get ready. Let's do our makeup and let's get started. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. I did team up with Sephora at Kohl's, so all the products that I'll be using in today's video you can pick up at Sephora in your local Kohl's. I do want to mention that they're having their fragrance for all event right now. You can save 20% off all full-size fragrances, you guys. 20% off. So fragrances, as you know, make a really great gift. Here are two that I personally love and recommend. The first one is Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. This scent I have been wearing for years. I love it. I have it in the full size. I also have it in the travel size. I would describe this as having like a light, clean, kind of pure scent. It's a layerable fragrance. I feel like it's one of those unisex scents. It's not too sweet or feminine in my opinion. I love this. Every time I wear it, I get a lot of compliments, and this is one that I always recommend. And the other fragrance is one that I just discovered this year. My friend Amanda actually recommended it to me, and this is my second bottle. It's already halfway through. The reason for that is because Brooklyn loves this scent, and I've actually bought her own bottle and she's just gone through it. She went through a bottle in like a month. She takes it to school with her and I think all of her friends use it. But this is Missing Person by PHLUR, and this also is really nice. It's described on the website as being like warm and spicy, but I feel like it's similar to the Juliette Has a Gun and being this very clean kind of unisex scent. I get so many compliments when I wear both of these scents. So you can get either of these plus any full-size fragrance for 20% off right now at Sephora at Kohl's during their fragrance for all event. So if you're not already a Beauty Insider member, make sure you sign up for that, because being a Beauty Insider member is a complimentary program. There's no cost to join it, and you get all these perks throughout the year, promotions, events. Depending on how much you spend, you earn points, and that gives you access to certain events at certain tiers. So anyhow, let's go ahead and move into the makeup. I'm going to start by applying my foundation, and the foundation I'm going to be using today is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I've been really enjoying this product over the last couple of weeks. It's just a really beautiful kind of radiant skin-like finish. It looks like there's a radiant glow to it, but it also looks very natural and very skin-like. Even though it has that radiant glow, it looks beautiful all day. It doesn't get greasy or shiny at all. And by the way, in this one, I have the shade 210 Light Medium Neutral, and I find that one pump is enough. I like the texture of this foundation too. You can see that it's starting to slide down my hand, which indicates that it's not a heavy or thick product. So I'm going to go in and we are going to apply this. We're going to start in the center of the face, and I'm going to just kind of spread the product all over the one side of the face. Then I'm going to tap it in to just blend it and get the most coverage that I can out of this product. This shade is a perfect match for me, by the way. When I first bought this foundation, I guess when it launched, I don't remember when that was that last year or the year before? I got the wrong shade. So when I first tried this foundation, I wasn't a huge fan of it. And then I remember Nikki LaRose telling me that she loved this foundation. And if you know Nikki, you know that her recommendations are always spot on. So I thought, you know what? Let me go back and give it another try. I bought the right shade and I love this foundation. It is absolutely beautiful. I think this foundation is really nice for mature skin. It's really great for dry skin because it will give you that radiance. And even if you have combo or oily skin, I think you could wear this foundation and enjoy it. But keep in mind, it is going to give you some of that glow, some of that radiance to the skin. So if you like a matte finish, this isn't one that I would recommend, but I love, love, love it. And I really do like to kind of spread it out just to get coverage over the entire face. And then once I do, I will just kind of tap it in. That way I can build that coverage up. This is a great foundation for this time of year when it's cooler and drier outside and our skin kind of gets drier, because it's going to give some life and some glow to your skin. I don't know about you, but my skin typically gets really dry and dull this time of year. So this is going to give me some life. Oh, it's so pretty. And I'm not even going to actually use a full pump of this. I am using the BK Beauty 115 brush to work this into the skin. And in the forehead, I'm really kind of buffing it in. This brush is naturally going to give more coverage. So with this technique, I'm really just shearing out what I can, but I'm still getting a lot of coverage. Yeah, perfect. Now look, you guys, I still have foundation left over. I didn't even use a full pump. Okay, next we're going to go in with concealer, and the concealer that I've been using a lot lately is the Tower 28 concealer. This is a serum concealer and it's very hydrating. So again, back to having colder, drier climate, I'm looking for products that are more hydrating to the skin. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of this right in the inner corner. And I love this shade because it covers and cancels out darkness, but it also brightens. The shade that I have is IE. It's either IE or 1E. I'm unsure, but I will definitely have it listed and linked for you guys down in the description box. And I'm going to pull it up a little bit. I love to do this because it just kind of lifts the eye, gives a slight little eye lift. I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty 114 concealer brush to blend this out. And first I'm going to start by kind of spreading the product so that I get that full coverage underneath the eye. I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to kind of dry clean it. I'm just running it over like a paper towel, a dry towel will work just to remove any excess product. I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. So again, we're just kind of moving the product so we have that coverage underneath the entire eye, going back to dry clean to remove any excess. Then we're just going to tap the brush. And I'm using the lighter sides of the brush, the lighter fibers. Those are designed for cream liquid products. And we are just going to tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to take whatever is left onto my eyelid just to kind of brighten the eyelid up. I love this brush by just pressing and tapping. That's how you're going to get the best coverage out of this brush, is to just tap it on the skin and press it. When you want to sheer out and move, then you can kind of spread, but I'm just going to press. And I'm using the whole face of the brush to really bring that concealer down a little bit, kind of highlight under the eye. Next, I'm going to take the brown fibers, the deeper fibers. We're going to go in immediately set underneath the eye. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder, and this is the shade, I think this is Peach Pie. I have them in a few shades. I really love this powder. This powder kind of replaced my Givenchy this year when the Givenchy reformulated. I found the Huda Beauty to be the next best thing. It just really mattifies, blurs, smooths, but it's very light. It's not heavy. It's very smoothing, which I love. So I'm just going to go and tap this right underneath the eye, set that concealer to make sure we don't have any creasing or settling into fine lines. Perfect. Then I'm going to take whatever's left, just kind of tap it right here to kind of cut a little bit of that shine down and go around the nose. For now, that's all the powder I'm going to use. I might go back and use some powder at the end, but I'm going to be applying some more cream serum products to the skin, so I don't want to have a lot of powder in those areas. Oh, the skin is just perfected now. I love it. Okay, next we're going to go in and add some warmth to the skin, and this is a product that I haven't used too much. This is the Makeup by Mario Bronzing and Shaping Serum, and I have the shade Light Medium. I did 2 pumps, but I certainly don't need 2 pumps. I'm going to go in with the new 116 brush. This is like a little mini 106, and I'm going to get some product and kind of work it into the brush, but I'm also kind of going to pre-blot so I don't have too much product on my hand. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of just find my cheekbone, and we're going to tap it right on the cheekbone. We're going to start back out here at the hairline. We're just going to kind of tap, tap, tap. And I'm using the full face of the brush. This brush is a good size to really get the perfect distribution of product. It's not too thin, so you're not going to get a really sharp cut contour. It's not too big either, so you're still going to get that precise definition. Ooh, this color is really beautiful, you guys. It's just a really soft, sheer golden bronze. It's so gorgeous. Wow. We are going to be traveling soon, maybe going to the beach. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. I think it's supposed to be a surprise. But I'm going to bring this with me because it's just the perfect like product for the beach. Like when I'm not going to wear foundation, I'm just going to wear maybe my tinted SPF. I'm going to use this and blend it into the skin. It's going to look so natural. Again, it's just that serum texture. I love serum products. I use the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. This bronzing product is a serum. And again, I'm just really working it into the brush on my hand first before going to the face. And I'm going to kind of run it right here into the hairline. Ooh, lovely. So good. Okay, do we see that? Ah, so pretty. Okay, love, love, love. Let's go ahead and move on, you guys. Let's clean this hand off so I don't get bronzer all over my shirt. Are you guys ready for Christmas? Like, do you have all your gifts shopped, wrapped underneath the tree? I am probably about maybe a little more than 50% there, so that's good. I've got most of the gifts for the kids done, which is like the biggest task, you know, because they have a lot on their list. And this year it's nice because a lot of the stuff they have on their list is clothes, which is so good because it's actually practical gifts. I'm happy to buy. And then I've got some family members left, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually ahead of the curve. I'm ahead of how I normally approach Christmas. Usually it's the last minute I'm shopping or I'm wrapping gifts the night before, but that's not the case. This year, as they come in, I'm wrapping them, so it feels really, really good. Okay, next I'm going to go in, and I am going to set with a little bit more powder because I'm going to go in with a powder blush. So I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder and a compact, and I'm going to use the N17 brush. I'm going to use a darker side, and I'm going to pick up this powder. on that side of the brush. And I'm just going to powder around where I applied that bronzer, okay? I'm not gonna apply it on top of the bronzer, but I am gonna apply it around it. So it's just kind of like giving a little border. I'm telling that bronzer you're there, but you have to stay there. You can't move, you can't come hang out over here. And so this powder is creating a little bit of border to keep that bronzer in place. It's also helping me clean up any areas. So if I took the bronzer over too far, it's helping me clean that up. If I applied a little too much bronzer in an area, it's softening it a little bit, but I'm just kind of running the powder along the edges of that bronzer. Oh, the skin is looking good. Okay, you guys, next we're gonna go in and add some color to the cheeks. I've been loving this blush lately. It's a powder blush by House Labs. This is the shade Pomelo Peach. It looks really bright, and I love this because it's very buildable. You can certainly build this up and get a pop of peach coral on the cheeks if you want, but you can also sheer it out and get a light layer. I also like to layer this on top of a cream blush. So I'm gonna go in first with the same brush, but I'm just gonna take the tip of the brush. So I'm not getting the whole brush loaded with product. I'm just getting the tip of it because I wanna kind of sweep this and give a little bit more of a sheer look. I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna kind of start right here, right on the apple of my cheek, and then kind of sweep it back a little bit, back and high. I like this because it's not a shimmery blush, but it does have, when it hits the skin, it has like the slightest glow. Do you see that? How it's kind of bouncing and reflecting light? It's really, really beautiful. And then I'm just gonna kind of tap it just to make sure we have consistency and it's not patchy at all. What I love about this brush is it really allows you to have control over your blush application. If you want a lighter, sheer application, it allows you to get that. But then again, if you want to build it up, you can do that as well too. Perfect. Oh, so good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into the Charlotte Tilbury powder. And again, I'm just gonna kind of soften the edges of that blush. Any areas that I might have applied too much, we're just gonna soften that back. Perfect. So, so good. Okay, we are ready to move on to eyes, you guys. And today I'm going to be using a palette that I highly recommend. It's by Makeup by Mario. It's the Master Mattes Neutrals. I love all of his palettes. I have the other one, the new one right here in front of me, the Ethereal Eyes palette, which is really nice. It's got some sparkle to it. But if you want a good, classic, neutral matte palette, I think this is one of the best. It has a really good variety of shades here. And you have some cool tones. You have a couple that could lean a little bit on the warm side, but what I like about this is it's not an all super warm palette. I think we see a lot of those really warm palettes out there, and it's rare that we find one that's a little bit more kind of balanced like this, a little leaning a little more cool tone. I love this. We're gonna use this for the entire eye. Okay, for eye primer, I'm just gonna use the Tower 28 concealer. So whenever you're using concealer for eye primer, don't overdo it. Just a tiny bit. I'm just gonna do a little bit, and then I'm going to spread this all over the eye and make sure I don't have any excess product. So I'm actually gonna use the N14 for this. I'm just gonna spread it all over the eye from the lashes up to the brow. This is just giving the shadow something to adhere to so that we get a little better pigment payoff. Okay, then I'm gonna take the brown side. I'm not adding any powder to this, but I am gonna just kind of press it as this has powder left over from earlier. Just gonna kind of press it. So again, the goal here is just making sure that I don't have excess concealer there. Perfect. Okay, let's go into this palette. I'm gonna go in with a 212. I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It's really nice kind of matte neutral shade. It's a few shades deeper than my skin tone, but it's not super dark. I always recommend avoiding going in with your first shade being super dark. Start with something a little bit darker than your skin tone, but it just allows you to kind of build up to get more darkness on the eye. If you start out with something that's too dark, you're gonna have a really hard time blending it. So I'm gonna start with this, and I'm gonna put it here in the outer corner and kind of work it back and forth into the crease. This is gonna kind of give some definition to the eye. It's also gonna lift the eye a little bit. I had my Dancing with the Stars event this weekend. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I shared a lot of that in stories. And it was an incredible experience, like the whole experience. You know, it's something that I've been prepping for months. I've been taking dance lessons 3 times a week since September, and I have no dance background, by the way. So I was learning this routine, and then Saturday night I performed it in front of 1,200 people. It's a big fundraiser to benefit the Center for Child Protection here in Austin. They raise money for children in the Austin and Central Texas area. It's an organization that has been around for over 30 years, an amazing organization. They serve kids that have just been through abuse. I don't want to get too much into it, I will start crying, but it's a very incredible organization, and they work very closely with APT and CPS, and the work that they do is just incredible. And that night, you guys, we raised $2.8 million for this organization, so it was just such a success. And all of my friends were there, my family was there, my daughters were there, which was so cool for them to get to see me do something like that. You know, they were so proud, and it is a night I will never forget. There were so many points throughout the day where, you know, I got there very early. I got there like 9:30 in the morning, and the event wasn't over till 11:30 at night. It was a full day, but all day we were doing rehearsals and I was prepping and getting into hair and makeup. And there were so many moments throughout the day where I just kind of closed my eyes, took a snapshot of my mind, and just felt really grateful for having this experience and this opportunity. And it's just something I never want to forget. So I'm still coming off of a high, if you can't tell. I had so much love and support, you know, just, it felt so good. But back to what I was telling, I started to tell that story because I wanted to talk about my glam that weekend. Nikki LaRose did my glam, and then Gracie did my hair, and oh my gosh, both were just like, I'll have to insert a picture. I'll insert a picture here, you guys, so you guys can see, but I felt like a different person. You know, once I took a look in the mirror and I saw my hair and makeup, I had like my confidence level multiplied times like 100. I was like, I got this. And I got on that stage and I worked it. It was so fun. I'll actually see if I can insert a little video here so you guys can kind of get a little glimpse of it if you don't follow me on Instagram. Okay, so now we've got the crease built up, and I love this color. It's so beautiful. It's so soft, right? It's just that one little step that creates a very clean, classic, polished eye. You could throw a little eyeliner and mascara and be gone and be done with your makeup for the day. Like this, it's so simple and clean, but we're not. We're gonna keep moving. So the next I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna apply, what do we wanna do? I'm gonna kind of deepen it up a little bit. I'm gonna apply this shade right here. And we're gonna use the same brush, but now I'm gonna use the side of it. So instead of using the tip, I'm gonna use the side, pick up the shadow, and we're gonna kind of place this on the outer half of the eye, and then we're gonna kind of work it over. And I'm just sweeping my brush over. We might add a little sparkle to the eye. I don't know. We might just try and get away with an all matte eye. That was the intention, but I might go in and add a little sparkle. Oh, so good. Okay, we're not going all the way to the inner corner. We're really keeping this concentrated to the outer half of the eye. Perfect. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back with my brush and kind of sweep away any fallout. Perfect. Okay, next I'm going to go and I'm going to take this lighter shade with the 203, and we're just going to pack this right in the inner corner of the eye. Add a little bit of brightness. And then I'm going to take that brightness and I'm going to kind of run it right here on the side of the high point of the nose a little bit, just to really open that eye up. Perfect. Now I'm going to take that first brush that had the darker shade. I'm just going to kind of run it on top. I didn't add any product to it, but I want to make sure that the brightness really blends into the eye and it's not too stark. I think we're going to keep an all matte eye here, you guys. Very simple, very classic. Okay, next we're going to go in with a liner, and I'm using the Makeup by Mario eyeliner. This is the shade Soft Brown. Very nice, creamy, soft texture. And I'm going to keep this concentrated right here on the outer half of the eye, okay? Right here on the outer half. And I'm going to do one eye at a time because I'm going to apply this, but then I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to jump into this shade right here, this really dark, matte, cool tone brown. And we're getting a little bit on the brush. We're going to tap off the excess, and I'm going to run it on top of that eyeliner. Run it and kind of feather it up a bit. So it now turns into this smoky liner. And you don't have to be perfect with this, you guys. Just really work it in, kind of pull your way up. I'm telling you, there is nothing, in my opinion, more classic than a matte neutral eye makeup. It's so simple, but it is so classy. And what I love about this technique is you don't have to get your liner perfect at all. Easy, anyone can do it. The trick is really keeping it concentrated to the outer half of the eye and not going too far over with it. Ah, I love it, love it, love it. Perfect. There we go. Love, love, love. Okay, so by keeping that darkness on the outer corner and keeping that brightness in the inner corner, we just opened up the eyes and gave them a more wide-eyed kind of doe effect. You also see how it's highlighted? Like this whole look, even though it's neutral and it's brown, we are highlighting, we're contouring, we're adding definition in just the right places to really open up the eye. It's so stunning. I love, love, love. Okay, next we're gonna go in and we're going to just shadow the lower lash line, but we're gonna kind of keep it soft. I don't want to go too heavy with a shadow down there. So I'm actually going to take my 203 brush and I'm just going to go right in here to that first shade we used. I'm just going to tap it once into this product or that shade and go back into the lighter. And we're just going to kind of run this on the lower lash line. There we go. So I want this to be really soft. That's why I didn't use the N12. I wanted to use something soft and fluffy. Perfect. Oh, I just love this. This is just coming out better than I even imagined. I love, love, love. Okay, I'm gonna take my blending brush one more time just to go over everything. Perfect. Take my concealer brush. I'm using the side that had powder just to sweep away any fallout. I don't see any fallout, but just in case there's some, we want to make sure we get it off. Okay, now we're ready for mascara. I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Love this mascara for just really rich, thick, voluminous lashes. I'm gonna rest my lashes on the wand, wiggle back and forth, really build a very rich, full lash here. This wand is kind of large, so take your time when doing mascara. If you rush through this, you're gonna be likely to make a mess on your eyelid, so take your time. If you do get a little mascara on your lid, the secret is letting it dry completely. Let it dry completely, and then just take your eyeshadow brush, whatever you use on your eyeshadow, and just run it on top, and it should just flake away. Mascara is really meant to adhere to hair, not skin, so it should really flake away if you let it dry. But if you go in too soon when it's still wet, then that's when you're gonna get a mess, okay? Oh, look at this mascara. I love it. So good. Really thick lashes. That's what I want. I want a lot of volume. I want a very sultry, full, almost like a messy lash, but I don't want clumpy. So when you start to feel like we're getting there, then it's time to step away. I'm gonna dip my wand back into the tube. This is the fresh tube, so it's like perfect. Do the other side. The skin is looking so good, you guys. I wish you could see up close what the skin looks like. I also have to give a shout out to my esthetician too, because I finished a series of micro needling sessions. I did 3 of them, and they were spaced 6 weeks apart. And I remember after the first one, about a week or 2 after that, I texted her and I was like, oh my God, my skin looks amazing. She was, you just wait, girlfriend. She's like, second and third one, it's like where the magic happens. And my third one was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The last week I've been looking at my skin thinking, oh my God. And I've actually been getting compliments on my skin, which, you know, like I've had 3 or 4 compliments in 1 week about my skin. So I'm like, oh, this is something I got to keep up with because it's really, really nice. Looks really good. It just really helps with texture. I think that's the biggest improvement that I've noticed. Texture, and I notice more of a glow. Obviously, I have a lot of makeup on right now, so you're not seeing my natural skin. But even when the makeup's off, my skin just has this natural glow to it. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and move on and finish up with lips. Okay, for lips, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Pencils. Now, fair warning, these are pretty extreme when it comes to that lip plumping, tingling sensation on the lips. I personally don't mind it. I really do feel like these really plump the lips and give a lot of volume. Like in terms of a lip plumping product, I feel like these are really, really effective, but they are pretty intense. So if you have sensitivity to your lips and you're more sensitive to products like that, I would skip these and just go with a neutral peach lip pencil. But I'm going to be going in with the shade Post-Op Pink. Let's see if this is going to be dark enough for us. I also like that it's mechanical. Oh yeah, this is good. So this is just a nice warm nude pink, and you're really only going to feel that tingling sensation where you apply the lip pencil. So if you're just lining the lips, the outside of the lips, you'll just feel it out there. But if you fill in the entire lip, then obviously you're going to feel that all over the lips. Again, it's not something that bothers me, but it is something to call out. And it doesn't last forever, you know, I don't know, maybe a few minutes. It takes a few minutes for you to start to feel it, and then it goes away after maybe 5 minutes or so, or maybe you just get used to it. Okay, perfect. All right, next we're gonna go in with one of my favorite lip products of 2024 that I discovered. I think these actually might have launched this year, but they are the Fenty Beauty Gloss Sticks, and I have them in several shades. I have 3 of them here in front of me. I'm gonna use the shade Fenty Glow. That's the one I'm gonna use today. I'll swatch them all here for you though. So I have Fenty Glow right now, which I'm gonna apply, which is just a kind of a really warm, spicy nude shade. Then I have the shade Blazed Donut. This was a really popular shade because this one sold out when they launched, and I remember having to wait a while to find it. This is Blazed Donut, and it's more of kind of muted beigey pink nude, really pretty. And then we have the shade, it is Fussy. I like this one too. This is a little deeper, more of a mauve shade. What I love about these, I love the scent. They have that really yummy Fenty lip scent. So good. They have a lot of shine to them. They're sheer, but you can build them up to get more color, and they're just really nice. We're actually gonna go in with this one. They give some shine and gloss to the lips. They kind of are like that lipstick, lip gloss, lip balm hybrid, like all 3 of those products in one. And I love the packaging too. Can we just call out the packaging? It's this beautiful acrylic packaging, and they're all in different shades depending on the shade of the actual product inside. So they're just really fun. I love them. Oh, I love it. So good. I like them too because in my purse and my bag, I can see the shade, you know, just by looking at the bullet. Or if you think about it, that's not really the case with other lipsticks. You don't know what shade it is unless you look at the bottom sticker. But having these in your bag, you can just look in and know right away what shade it is. Oh, I love it. So classic, clean, polished, simple, basic. Yes, I know, but this is when I feel my best and my prettiest. When I just have makeup that enhances my features, not makeup that distracts away from my features, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will link all the products and the shades down in the description description box. You can pick all of these up at Sephora, at Kohl's, and don't forget to shop their Fragrance for All event that's happening right now where you can get 20% off full-size fragrances. So I will list the 2 that I mentioned in today's video along with a few others that I didn't get to mention. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!